Hi, this is Chi for Yourself. I'm Gio. It's a great day to raise your vibration. Happy New Year. Our 2009 gets underway in great fashion today with our special guest, Echo Bodine. We'll hear from Echo in a moment. We've got a great year planned for you on Chi for Yourself, and as always, you'll be able to keep posted at chiforyourself.com, where we give you links, email addresses, phone numbers, and pretty much anything you'll need to further explore the topics we cover on the show. Our guest today is Echo Bodine. Early in life, Echo realized she not only had psychic abilities, but that she could heal people too. She's an author, teacher, speaker, and a ghostbuster. Her latest book, Look for the Good and You'll Find God, The Spiritual Journey of a Psychic and Healer, is from New World Library, and it takes us on a winding life path that those of us on our own spiritual journey can appreciate as informative and entertaining. Echo, thanks for being with us on Chi for Yourself today. As you said on your blog, you were feeling a little disconnected. You managed to tie it together?
Yes. You know, I think it's just a combination of the snow and then the Christmas carols and then baking and receiving poinsettias, and, you know, it all just kind of, whoa, here we go, into Christmas. Yeah, it all just came together that last, 3 or 4 days. And it felt great. It was a really, really nice Christmas.
Your new book, Look for the Good and You'll Find God, The Spiritual Journey of a Psychic and Healer, it touches on a lot of areas of your personal life, sort of a retrospective. A lot of authors will say it's a very moving experience to do that. How did you feel when you put so much of yourself on those pages?
You know, what's interesting about that is some people have said to me, what made you decide to write an autobiography? And when they've said that to me, it just kind of stops me in my tracks, because I think, wow, really? Did I do that? And because my focus when I was writing each one of the chapters was about, this will help people understand God a little bit better. And so it was always, my focus was always about God and how God kind of shined through the different experiences. But, you know, I have to say that there were a few times where I'd write a chapter and I'd send it into my publisher, and she'd send it back, you know, and I'd reread it and I'd go, oh my God, I said that? Oh my God, I told him that? And so, yeah, there was times, but you know, for the most part, a lot of the chapters that were maybe more revealing, people have been emailing me and saying, oh, thank goodness that you wrote about that, because nobody likes to talk about that. Or, you know, just the chapter with the IRS, you know, people are like, oh my God, you dared to write about the IRS. And so, you know, a lot of people are able to relate to the stories, and that's what I wanted to do.
Sure. Seems everywhere we turn, we hear about or we read about the world being so troubled. Where do we go to find good and therefore find God?
You know, what we have to do is we have to, and it's really about disciplining ourselves to look for the gem in every experience that we go through in life. Everything that we go through has a pearl to it, and sometimes we can't see that for quite a while. But what helps me when I'm in a tough situation is just to say to God, okay, I can't see the good here, I can't see why I had to go through this, so you need to help me. You need to point this out to me, because I've got blinders on my eyes right now. And it really does help. You know, like even with the economy right now, you know, all the retailers are saying, oh, it's the worst Christmas they've ever had. But the people that I've talked to since Christmas have said, you know, this was a very different Christmas for our family, and boy, did we ever have a good time. So people, at least the people that I have talked to, they made their focus very different this year. And, you know, they bought very special things for people, or they figured out different ways to give people gifts without spending a lot of money. And so see, there's a lot of good in this failing economy. We're becoming a lot more aware of other people that are going without. It's just, you know, there's good everywhere, but we just have to discipline ourselves to find it, to look for it.
So we can find good even in a time of terrorism, post 9/11 fear, and everything that goes with that?
Yeah, you know, with the 9/11 year, what I found just amazing about that experience was how it pulled all of us together as a nation. And I mean, I remember walking into the grocery store. I watched that experience on TV, and I went to the grocery store about an hour later after I watched it on TV, and I remember one of the cashiers ran over and hugged me and said, "Oh, this is such a scary day." And as I walked through the grocery store, everybody was so polite to each other, and no, you go first, and everybody was so gentle and so sweet. And it lasted, at least here in Minnesota, that lasted for quite a while. I mean, people really pulled together as a community. We were talking to each other more. So there was a lot of good that did come out of that. Yes, it was a terrible thing, but even the fact that it brought here in the United States, it brought our awareness. We became a lot more aware of the people on the other side of the planet. It was really easy for us to just think we were in this nice, safe little zone on the planet, and we couldn't be touched.
Right.
And so to even all of a sudden become aware of, wait a minute, terrorists here in the United States, and everybody, we started hearing about other countries. Suddenly it all became real to us. So that was a very good thing that came out of it, too.
Early in your life, you realized you had psychic and healing ability, but you didn't just dive right into those gifts and turn it into a business. You had to kind of come to grips with that, didn't you? I mean, it was tough.
Oh, my goodness. I resisted it as long as I possibly could. And like I told the psychic who told me that I have these gifts, I said to her, look, first of all, I don't have these gifts, and secondly, I don't want these gifts. And she said, well, that's what you came here to do this lifetime, is to be a psychic and a healer, and you're going to teach others how to develop their abilities. And what I did was I went on to college anyway, and I had other jobs, and I was a barber for 4 years. I was a chemical dependency counselor for a very short period of time, and yet my psychic abilities and my healing gifts would not go away. They were just getting stronger all the time. So after about 12 years of trying to get rid of them or deny them, I finally kind of came out of the closet psychically and said, okay, this is what I do, and this is what I have, and this is what I came here to do. So yeah, it took a lot of I have to say the word courage, because it wasn't a really popular profession to have back in the 60s and 70s. Yeah.
Your book, The Key, Unlock Your Psychic Abilities, helps people develop their own psychic ability. Are people warming up to the possibility of having psychic gifts? Are we less skeptical as we evolve?
It's amazing, the amount of people that are taking classes from me now. And even men, I used to have, back in the 80s, I would have maybe one man in a class of maybe 10 or 12 women. And now, when I have a brand new class starting every quarter, there's about 42 new students in each class, and I would say a fourth of them are men. So it's really changing. The other thing, too, is people aren't taking these classes to become a psychic someday, but, realtors are taking the classes to help them match houses up with their clients better, or strategy, with selling a house. I've had a lot of nurses take my classes, teachers, therapists, oh my goodness, just about everybody, every walk of life has come in at some point and taken psychic development classes. And again, it's not because they want to be a professional psychic, but they just want to use all the abilities that they have to navigate their way through life.
You talk about meditation and look for the good. Our practice of meditation requires silence, something not easily seen in this life, in this society. How does one reach a quieted mind?
The best thing for us to do really is just turn off the radio, turn off all of it, turn off the phones. And what I like to do is just during the day when I'm here at my office, I have everything off. I mean, I have the computer on, it's in the background, but I just walk around and I talk to God.